Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bazaar. It is Dooley Day here today, which of course on this patch has kind of been a good thing. He's pretty strong right now. He's got a lot of cool, powerful builds, some might say. There's definitely a handful of those powerful builds we have not done yet. We'll see what we get for cores before I say any more on that. Yeah, this is one of the ones. On this patch, Ignition Core is quite good. I've obviously done Burn Dooley before, so it's not like it's untapped potential for me, but there's a couple things on this patch that make it a little bit fresher. One thing that I really like that I think is very fun is Solar Farm got completely changed. Let's go ahead. I'm actually just going to pull that up on How Bazaar here. So Solar Farm is a large item that got completely changed, completely reworked, more or less. Has a cooldown of 6 seconds, gives your other items haste, and you gain regen for the fight when it goes off. And whenever you burn, charge this 2 seconds. So it's really, really fun on burn builds. Now, that being said, will we get it? I don't know, right? But I've been really liking it. I think it's a very fun way to go for the burn angle. The other thing is, it has become easier to find the rays. And the burn ray here is a very important thing if I can get that. I'll probably just run only that, right? As far as the rays go, we have crypto we could just get for some money. Rerolling here is extremely bold. I'm just going to grab this and hope that we're going to be fine. That's the whole thing. And then we're going to sit here with nothing on the board because it guarantees us a win. I'm 99% sure we win with 6 burn. But, like, I'm not 100% positive. But I know we win this, as silly as that is. Just because of course, the trained passive here. So, I don't know. This will probably get changed at some point. I don't know. There's other fights that you can win without anything on the board, but we could take a moment and we'll talk about the fact that, yeah, Dooley's quite good right now, obviously, but I think that people are starting to figure out the counters more. I don't know. It seems to be the case. Like, I put out a lot of videos recently on builds that do very well against Dooley, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's because of me, because it's not, but I've seen a lot of people starting to use similar builds, right? Like, they're starting to get the memo that you kind of got to speed things up a little bit if you want to take down the old Dooley. Oh, this is an annoying choice. This is such an annoying choice. This is a gamble. But, like, if we get any burn fragments, that's so good. Or if we get XP. We got a burn fragment. I cannot be mad. I cannot be mad. I'm just putting these here. We are going to go ahead and check the non-weapon vendor. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. All right. Are we going to be a burn Dooley abuser today? Sure. Yes, we are. But that is because we got to show off what's going on so you can figure out how it works. Like, there's people out there that have to fight Dooleys that don't have Dooley, and maybe you seeing what a burn Dooley run looks like makes you figure out what the weaknesses could potentially be when you see, like, what we fight and what makes me mad when I fight it with this build. That being said, right here, this is a really, really good start. Ignition Core already has 9 burn. We have the Omega Ray. Whenever the core or another ray goes off, your burn items gain a burn. Could we run a multi-ray build? Yeah, I do feel like we've already done it. It's very good. It's also a little cringe. Not that burn Dooley is devoid of cringe, but it's more different, right, than other things we've done. And we obviously have the GPU just to speed this up a little bit more. The goal of burn Dooley early is basically how do we make it so when we are applying burn, that burn never falls off. Like, that's see, this is a very good method for fighting in this meta. This is like legitimately a very good strategy for fighting in this meta. If I didn't high roll so much, I think that they would have beaten me, right? Like, and that's the thing. I I high rolled. I high rolled, getting that extra burn there, finding an Omega Ray, and like a a decently usable item on day 1. I high rolled, and they had a legitimate build that's not that hard to. That's not that hard of a build to piece together. Like, a couple of those pieces are interchangeable for other things, right? They had the big thing they had going for them is the silver tier honing steel, which I'll say, if you have that as a start, I think it's a very, very good start in this current climate. We have items. We have Strange Mushroom. I feel like I do want to get ahead on XP. Like, goal number 1 was always going to be find Omega Ray. Goal number 2 is going to be upgrade Omega Ray. And this here is where it gets into, like, weird, nerdy number kind of situation that I'm not fully privy to. I don't want to sit here and do the math on whether or not we would prefer 2 burn or 5% CDR. In the long term, this gives us a couple options because we could build a wide board of burn items. And in that situation, what we want is just to proc the burn core more often. And then we can get more buffs across the board. We're going to sell that off at 4. And we're going to... What's an early skill I want? Any of the freeze skills, frankly. First time you fall below half health, burn for 10. First time you haste, freeze. Your medium burn items have 2 burn. I gotta be honest, whenever you haste, freeze is very good. We need to disrupt their board right away so that we can get our funny numbers stacked. And I still don't think we can beat Warrior. They changed Warrior, and one would think that that means that they nerfed Warrior. I don't know if that's what they did. I think he might be stronger. We'll go ahead and fight the giant mosquito. I would basically just like to get an insect wing to throw that on my core, because with the Omega Ray, we're going to be wanting to proc the core a lot. That's going to be the mission. Bump the number on this, or bump this up to as high of a rarity as we can. Proc the core as much as we can. Profit, right? Potentially spreading out a lot of sources of poison, or potentially spreading out a lot of sources of burn. There we go. Amber. I mean, I guess I'd rather have it than not have it. I hate that I have to choose between the small items and the ruins, but I'm happy we did. Okay. So this is always a weird call in putting your burn items on an Omega Ray run to the left or the right of the burn core, because obviously burn items to the right of this gain a burn for the fight. So it feels like surely we put it on this side then, right? Kind of. Sort of. Sort of. Sometimes it's just better to proc this more often, and by putting this on the left, we proc it more often. Like, a lot of times that's just better. Thrusters are a little bit weird here, but I'm gonna fly really close to the sun. Let's go ahead and we'll put this here in between the ignition core and the GPU, which will basically mean we get a proc more. It's 5.4. Yeah. And then I'm going to hope to not take a shop node next. Oh, my lord. Streamer client. This is so good to get silver. I mean, coolant's not a bad call. Cleanse half your burn, but I don't think we're going to be keeping thrusters. I would have liked an XP node here, but I'm not going to sit here and complain when we have silver Omega Ray on day 2. On your ignition core run, that is what you want to see. If you can, right? 3.8. Yeah, I think this is right, but we'll probably be ditching the GPU soon. Do I sell it at 3? Nah. I'd usually sell it at 4. Or if it's at 2 or 3 and I'm in need of cash. Instantly. Okay, so they are, yeah. They are running a very, very normal Monitor Lizard build. We froze the Monitor Lizard, but unfortunately for us, that does not matter. The thing that's scariest that I see on their board is the Brick Buddy. Because if you don't know, shield does cut your burn damage in half. As long as they have shield, it cuts it in half. So if you're looking for a way to counter this, finding some way to get lots of small instances of shield is very good. Like, that's why duct tape is incredible. It's a good tech slot in if you're fighting a Dooley, especially if burn Dooley becomes even more common than it already is. I'm going to reduce all of my burn items cooldowns because that's so many items. All right. We are going to hit up a very expensive Artisan Dunes, I think. Because we know for a fact we are never removing this, and we also know that spending 5 gold for 2 burn is probably not going to be a bad choice in the late game. Obviously, we got pull right there. That could have been kind of fun. Let's see. Solar Farm is only in silver or above, so it costs 12. 4, 5, 6, 7. You know. We'll just take the small weapon. Just to have a thing. Flame Dancer, we could get a Cinders. You know, I'm just going to put this... I mean, we might as well put that on our board. I'm going to go for the Aetherite for the extra experience because she kind of crumbles to burn. Basically, we are just going to... Oh, and we got lucky with our freeze, too. She needs to have shield. It's weird. Shield is the counter to burn unless you are playing a build like Force Field or Spiky Shield, and the amount of shield you have is very important. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just sell that because I'll be honest, Induction Aegis probably stays on the board the whole game. It's changed. It used to slow things on the left and right. Doesn't do that anymore. Huh. A friend. We could look for like Micro Dave or something. I think we would... we'd rather not. We're going to get more space. Weapon vendor is probably not what I was looking for. I am going to just grab the Alpha Ray. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep it forever. I'm going to try to not be cringe. All right. Yeah, there we go. We just want fast stuff for the time being. Like, we're not going to be keeping any of that, but we just want like a big, fast weapon package on the left. Because that gives us a lot of value out of the Alpha Ray, too, which is just obviously the damage version of the other ray. And then loot items is good. Starting tomorrow, our loot items become silver loot items. I believe day 7 they become gold. And then on day never, they become diamond. They never become diamond. All right, we got a Dooley that won on day 2. Often that... Not going to sit here and say that I'm going to predict it correctly, but like a lot of the times that means Companion Core. And a lot of the times that means Companion Core who found a lizard. But it could just be someone who didn't hit until later. Don't call me psychic. I know when I see him, right? The thing is, that is a little bit scary sometimes, but Burn Dooley is actually one of the best counters for Poison Dooley. Even though they did hit really well. And that's why putting in just the fast stuff over here, that saved us. That 100% saved us. Snack time, let's see. We could get 100 HP for free. I'm not overly attached to my board. Well, what's it at? It's at 1? Okay. I don't really value the light bulb too much. I don't mind the bomb squad, I guess. 5-second cooldown. This is a 6-second cooldown, but if we use an adjacent friend, which we have Chris Army Knife, it gets a little bit faster. And also it's another target for burn. So that's obviously good. What if? Yeah, this is in this pool, but it's not supposed to be because it used to have slow on it. So you can find it here, too. I rate this item pretty highly, actually. It's like the welding helmet, but a bit slower, but smaller. Dooley likes that. Dooley likes smaller. A 3-second cooldown on a medium item is like the equivalent of 2 6-second small items for Dooley. Because a lot of the times what you want, especially in a Ray build of any kind, a build that has any Ray, not just a build that has 4 Rays, is using your core a lot. We do probably beat Hydro Dude. There is an kind of funny scenario where this might be actually better for beating Hydro Dude. Because we actually have to... I think we're going to just go for it. But we have to factor in the big, funny eel monster. I don't know if we win. Let's find out. I don't know if we win. Let's. This will probably be one of the hardest parts of this whole episode. But if we can get that early stacking, it's going to be really, really good. But every time we use a non-weapon item, we get slowed, which ramps their damage. And then if we use a weapon, that procs the eel. See? There's an actual world where not having these 3 items maybe would have been better for us. What the hell do I do with that? We keep it, go pylons, throw the run. Throw the run for the memes. I'll take core cooldown. That's for a different thing. I will sell that at 8. Yeah. Medium items, there's not a lot on this run I'd want. There are a couple shield skills that I'm interested in.
So defensive for this, but I'm a shield master.
Meh. See, I'm going to... I know this could be good right now, but I'm like... fine. I'll take it for right now, but it does put it in my pool. And we might actually see immediately what that does. We'll see. Yep. So, when you put something in your skill bar, you become more likely to find it. I'm not going to say that that is exactly what happened here, but there's a secret behind-the-scenes role that works for skills. I think it used to work for items, and it doesn't anymore, I think, to try and encourage pivoting. Where if you enter a shop, skill shop, and you have something, what it first does is it rolls the rarity. Obviously, this vendor...
Having no one but wise old men to talk to gets a little old.
Yeah. Only is going to do silver. I don't know if anyone knew that. If you click them a bunch, they start talking again.
But it's nice talking to someone who's not wise for a change. No offense.
Quietly, of course, but so basically it rolls for the rarity. In this shop, it's obviously always silver. So if we have a silver item and we go to a silver item or silver tier skill shop, it's not that unlikely to think that you're going to upgrade one of your silver skills. So that's something. And this is complete, like, just me going on gut vibe. For some reason, it feels like the silver item and gold item vendor might have a similar roll check. I could be completely off base on that, and that's completely anecdotal. But I wonder if anyone else feels that way. Do I want to take this? I'll take it. I'll take it, and maybe we'll try and find a way to use it. Maybe that might actually paint how we handle things here. That might mean I pick up a duct tape and slap it in between like an Uzi and my core. We've got... Huh. An angry balloon bot parry run is actually a really interesting potential answer to this meta. Like, I like it a lot. Because it scales based off of how much damage you do to their shields. And there's a lot of burn Doolies. Huh. If they had a slightly more full board and hit, like, a little bit better with their skills, that's kind of an interesting idea. For right now in specific. Especially if people pivot from poison to burn. Which might be happening. Yeah, still not super tied to a lot of my stuff. Frankly, we should take Beta Ray, but it's like, yeah. Do I want to be that guy that has 3 rays? I don't even want 2. I don't want to be that guy. Unfortunate. Capacitor got buffed and then bugged. So now it charges adjacent items on a 7-second cooldown instead of 10, which is his old diamond version. However, it's currently bugged and it only charges the thing on the left. So it was made worse on accident. Otherwise, I'd consider taking it sometimes, but even then, I don't know. It's just bugged. There's no world where we run charcoal. It's just too slow. Charcoal is a potential carry in a world where your companion core and Omega Ray gets nerfed. I think that charcoal becomes the carry of that build. But I don't think it happens right now. Tools, yeah, hit me with a duct tape. Likely to find a duct tape here. Not many tools you can find this early, it feels like. Alright. I might ditch the thrusters as it is a little bit scary because we were going to be ramping the burn and then we are taking the burn. This positioning doesn't matter, it's just for the fun. Oh, but the Chris Army Knife. You're ruining everything! Chris Army Knife is also nice to have in a Ignition Core run in case you ever find the soldering gun, which is going to be this one. +1 multicast if adjacent to a friend, +1 multicast if adjacent to a tool. Chris Army Knife is both. Therefore, it strikes 3 times, and it scales incredibly well off of Omega Ray. Here, I'm just going to take Barnes & Noble for the potential skill. So yeah, we're going to be getting a good amount of shield. This was a situation where I took a skill on Prospect and then I made it into luck, right? That's something that a lot of people do need to think about with this game. If I'm just rolling that shot, say I'm looking for sharp corners, if I just keep, I mean, this is luck. This is what luck looks like. If I just keep rolling that shop and I keep going in and just pressing reroll and I'm only looking for sharp corners and I disregard everything else, I'll feel very unlucky. If I hit defensive stance and then I go and I upgrade it to gold and then I find a way to use it afterwards, I'm retroactively lucky. But not really, because I turned that into something. Okay, this is an extension of my early game actual luck, which was finding this and then finding an upgrade. We can upgrade it up to gold, which we are going to, whenever we have the chance to upgrade Omega Ray, we are going to do that. That is going to happen. Zara is a great vendor because there's not that many haste. Ooh. Oh, this is, oh god. There's some interesting tech I might want to show off with this if it becomes relevant. This is whenever you burn haste the core for a second, which is like, it's good, obviously. It's very, very good. It's good immediately. It's good and it's good immediately and it will always remain relevant. Invigorating Cold, let me explain. So there is that junk item. It's like a 1-slot junk item passive freeze at the start of combat. It is 100% worth it to take this skill and put one of those in your Dooley board to instantly get your engine online. It's like a, it's like Vanessa's hip holster or whatever the heck it is, but for all items. It's really good. And so good that I actually would maybe even want it over to letting off steam. But I'm going to take it because this is, it's, if there was other things there that I wasn't super excited about, I would take that on Prospect 100%. Because all you need to do is find Curio and you will probably find one of those freeze things. We have 3 small shield items, so this is a pretty good get. There's not very many small shield items for Dooley that I don't have. I don't want Wallace. Is that it? That might be it. Juice Squeeze. Okay. But yeah, extra Omega Ray upgrade. 3 burn whenever we use another Ray or the core. Very, very good. Obviously, we could have gone for like a Beta Ray angle. We have a freeze here, and they have 2 items. Yep, I was going to say, that's probably not going to work out well for them. Also, I don't think it would have mattered. But... oh, they hit Diamond Fangs. Oh, they also don't know that the amulet's bugged. Oh, that always makes me feel bad. The amulet is bugged. PSA, I'm going to keep on shouting from the rooftops until it's fixed. The amulet currently does not give weapons crit chance. The Vanessa's amulet currently does not give your weapons crit chance. It's supposed to give all of your items crit chance that can crit. Currently, it only gives it to shields. I think maybe burn, poison, and like a weird off chance. I think that it also gives it to items that have damage, weapons that have an additional thing like shielding or burn or whatever. So like for some reason, I think it works. It definitely works on submarine, which has damage and shield. I think it works on fiery cutlass, which leads me to believe it works if you have a weapon that has another factor that can also crit. And even then, I'm not sure if it's applying to the damage roll. I don't know. That's a weird one. But I would say for now, I would just don't take it, which is unfortunate because I think it actually would be really useful right now in the meta. It'd be very useful in the current meta if Vanessa's amulet worked. Non-weapon item, don't really want mediums. Probably going to be avoiding them at all costs on this run. They're just kind of... I don't think we want Micro Dave. And I don't want Welding Helmet. I think it's too big. You know what, let's roll for a tool. That's not what I want. Basically, that's me rolling for Soldering Gun. Okay. Lone Shark has...
In need of some
I don't know how I would use it, but Shark Ray does count as a ray. And it is a completely legal and acceptable ray in my eyes to utilize to its fullest. Okay. Yeah, this has really ended up paying dividends to the point where it's going to be really hard to pivot out of Uzi, which makes it hard to pivot out of Alpha Ray. ATM is 2 income. Why not, right? Go ahead and take some more burn cooldown reduction. We're at 5-second cooldown there. Could go for some crit, but I think that...
I would never debase my wares by
Sure.
haggling.
Sure.
I think that suits you beautifully.
I don't think I'm using the laser pistol. I could see myself
Whoever
using
said
metronome.
money can't buy class had neither.
I could definitely see myself using metronome. I do want to pay attention next fight and see if we're perma-hasted on the... We have to be perma-hasted on the core from letting off steam. We have to be. Right? This is bugged and apparently does not charge up other rays right now. So it's like... It's also worth potentially pivoting out of. Kind of like the idea of Induction Aegis being the thing that we speed up. It's going to give us lots of reliable shielding. It has 32 at a base, just because it just is good at a base. Slow item. I also wouldn't mind a cool LEDs. You know, let's check some shield items. I did think...
Me? Try my best.
Huh. Huh. Interesting. That actually might have a spot. We'd have to ditch either Chris Army Knife or Bomb Squad. We'd be starting to get a precious few amount. I mean, what? Then we'd... Instead of Uzi? But then we'd have to not metronome that. I don't know. It's really awkward. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna think about it. If we get a skill that activates it better, that might be fun. This is scary. They lost day 2, won everything else. Strikes me as like a really well high rolled mono weapon run, or like a catapult build. Usually, it could be wide weapons as well with augmented weaponry. Those are all very, very reliable things. It is indeed. It's a diamond trebuchet? Gee, I wonder why you're winning. Holy man. Gotta tell you, the shield is gonna really come in handy for us here.
Like my crew
Shield
says,
having the
come
burn,
on.
we found a way to get
Another
lots of
round.
small instances of shield. Stopped their burn from killing us. What did I say? What did I say? They hit a diamond trebuchet. I mean, yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Let's go bold. Oh. If we get the wingman. If we get the wingman. And by that I mean the feather. Don't give me the plumage. Pooh. I'm just gonna take the XP, which is not my favorite. And then we could look for the soldering gun, but nice. There's my feather. We would love this build. Absolutely crumbles to freeze.
A visitor.
So if we could get rapid thaw, that would help us. It completely invalidates all beta rays on, like, all bronze beta rays, if we could get that, which would be huge. Or completely invalidates petrifying gaze. It basically it chops. The phrasing on it's weird. You got me excited. I'll take it. Maybe we'll go Aiden or something. We'll check Fortis because there's a real chance that we find this here, but
They just can't hurt you.
believe me now if you didn't believe me before. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So, like, I think that if you find a skill early that you think has the potential to be planned around relatively reliably, like, the odds of finding especially a duct tape on a Dooley run, not very low. Not very low. Tool vendors will a lot of times have one. Dooley doesn't have that many tools, especially early on. You can find it from Banana Bowl. You can find it from small item, small medium, tool, shield. Like, it's just, it has so many tags that are not hard to find. So, like, yeah, it's relatively good there.
Ah, a friend. I mean, a customer.
Huh. If nothing else, that's free. That was free to do. Because it cost 4 for us to upgrade it from something that could sell for 4 gold to something that could sell to 8 gold. So I guess that's actually, that was free to do. Bomasaur? I don't think so. Frankly, a pig is probably one of the things I am less excited to see. We should probably speed up Chris instead of the induction Aegis. Oh. Huh? What? You've won 2 games just by having so much health that they can't get through it? I mean, like, clearly they have Bonk. Oh, they have Bonk. They have the hard shell. I mean, this is kind of Giga Chad. It's just unfortunately not good against my build at all.
That was impressive.
This probably beats any build that doesn't have scaling, I guess. But it's clear that it falls off, and I think that they've found that point. Upgrading the core. I believe gives it 2 burn? 3. Gives it 3 burn. The Cinders were on day 7, so it's going to be a much, much better pick if we're going to be slapping those on the core. All right.
Lithic markets, just straight boulders.
No solar farm.
In and out, here and there, so rushed, so confused.
A lot of non-weapon items that we are interested in.
Not war.
Yeah, welding helmet. It's not bad. It's just not pylon. Beta ray's good.
You're listening to your needs.
Yeah. The question is, do we want to ramp this instead, with defensive stance, when you use a weapon, your shield items gain shield. I think that probably ends up being better. Just utilizing our skill there. Boom, boom. Day 7, that becomes 3 burn. So that's a 6 burn jump. Give me the Cosmic Rock. And let's watch the... and also, you know what? Chris getting it ramps the bomb squad faster, too. I think this is the play. It's like... It's... I think it's better. I think it's better. Boop. Skills are fun. We can no longer get this. First time you burn, freeze an item. Sure. Don't have a ton of money for the dig site, but we actually have a good amount of stuff we could sell. What am I looking for? I don't know. I'm digging, dude. Vineyard? That's interesting. Mortar and pestle? I don't think so. I could take this to give duct tape 2 more seconds of haste. Black pepper. Burn 1 charge adjacent items 1 second. I think this might be bugged too and only be charging the left thing. I think it's bugged. Because otherwise it's interesting, but it's 7 seconds. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's find out.
Who were the people who left these things behind?
If Alpha Ray truly is bugged and it's not applying to the Omega Ray anyways, then this is better.
Go ahead.
Also, just the fact that it's a burn item that strikes twice is good, but like I'm going to watch it here. I'm going to see. It's going to be hard to tell. Oh my lord. Please, please, please freeze the right thing. Okay, good. I don't know if we're fine anyways, because frankly, Swashbuckle is unbelievably scary.
Bring her about. I've got another salvo with me.
I feel bad. But they had stout fire too. Oh my god. Like they had the perfect counter to me, but they also had the one very clear flaw that solo weapon builds do. If you do not have Radiant, which is hard to find, probably in trouble. I'm going to take the burn. Let's do it. You're probably in trouble. My hot take that is a little bit of a solve 2 situations with 1 change kind of a moment. I think that Crow's Nest is both too good and too weird at the same time. I think that just thematically, it doesn't make sense to me that you get lifesteal from Crow's Nest. So my hot take is that I think that Crow's Nest should be, if you have 1 weapon, it is immune to being frozen, slowed, etc. Because then it makes sense. You're in the Crow's Nest using your shotgun or whatever, using your weapon. And it also means that all of those other options that you have from skills to get lifesteal become relevant. And also the lifesteal, I don't know, it just feels weird. I personally think that would be so much better. And it's also like, it's a little bit more balanced and it's a little bit, it feels better, right? That's my personal take that I would push for would be that Crow's Nest gives your solo item like Radiant, which, and it obviously gives it crit still. Like maybe it doesn't give it 100% crit automatically. I think that's also, like, this is not me sitting here like I'm on my burn Dooley run, please nerf Vanessa. This is my, like, I'm talking purely from a game feel and design standpoint. When I am playing Vanessa with a Crow's Nest, it's such a weird feeling item. It's a weird feeling item because it's both too important and also feels like a liability at a certain point. I don't know, it's strange. Whenever you use the core, adjacent weapons gain damage. I do not have exactly 1 friend, but I could buy this to upgrade the core. $6, sure. And it, like, because I think that as crazy as it sounds, like lifesteal is very, very good. That might make it a better build. It at least makes it a more consistent build, and then you don't have to waste your enchantment slot on your weapon as Radiant every time on that build, or you're griefing. I don't know. That's my hot take. Get some chocolate bars, small burn item, tools. You know, we are looking for soldering gun.
Last time I ever went cheap on tools. I love this stuff so much, I'm almost happy when you don't buy it.
Oh, we could go get a crow's nest. I think we just take most XP. Obviously, we could try and find lifesteal, but that's not really of much importance to me. I'd prefer a tropical island. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I only saw the beam go to the left. Pet rock. It's fun. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not going to do it. It's a fun idea. Poison, medium, large, tool. Sure. Extra second of slow is the main thing there. And then burn skills. I'm on a burn run. Ooh. All of your burn items gain 3 burn. Yes, please. Upgrade your leftmost item. Yes, please. It's the Omega Ray. All right. So the reason we were super excited to get a silver Omega Ray early is because I'm not going to say guaranteed we got it to diamond by the end of the game, but it vastly increases your chance. Once you get to day 8 or 9, it becomes very hard. It becomes actively difficult to find a bronze tier item of yours in the shop. It's to kind of like encourage pivoting and things like that. So therefore, if you have an item on your board, even if it sometimes, like if it scales pretty well, but like especially if it's a carry like this is, getting it to silver is kind of a big deal because silver items are much easier to find for much longer than bronze items end up being to find. So it's worth keeping that in mind. This is a Vanessa who's only lost a couple of games, maybe only... She's lost 2 games. So she probably lost like day 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. I don't know what that means. That could just be matchup issue. Catapult could still just be catapult. Oh, it's augmented weaponry. Oh my god, the Giga Chad augmented weaponry going for the Lang Xian. Oh my god, all my freezes missed. All my freezes just completely whiffed. And it didn't matter. The Giga Chad of going augmented weaponry and wasting the fact that you could put it on a bunch of weapons and just putting it on a Diamond Lang Xian is so metal. If they crit, I was in trouble. Because they had Bloodhound, which would have sped up their Lang Xian's second go around a lot faster. I get why their win record is the way it is. It's a little feast or famine-y. It's a little if they crit, they're in heaven. If they don't, they're in hell. I shouldn't just go in and out of that too fast like that, but we're kind of in the I've sort of solved my build a little bit. I think that there's a real world where we take out Black Pepper. Unfortunately, both of these items are bugged. So I'm like, neither of them are that exciting because they're bugged. I don't think we want this. I don't think we want thrusters. Thrusters is terrible in the mirror match. I think we beat Void Colossus fine. It's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary. Void Shield is a funny little thing. That's an amazing hit. Please, not the core. Okay, Metronome, that is a completely fine hit there. Okay. Yeah, I'm only seeing the beam come out to the left. Increase other items burn by 2. It does it once, right? Is that worth it? I don't know. It does proc twice. Cool. Hit me with a potential small item that I'm more excited about.
Is highly concentrated.
I don't really care that much about Light Bulb. Wallace is an idea. First Aiden is actually not a bad call. Heal for 80? Haste an item for 4 seconds.
Fire's remorse
That's
never
not a bad call at
be
all.
remorseless.
It also speeds up Bomb Squad. I think that's actually the play, as weird as it kind of looks. At this point, we're
Spar with you, but,
we're just going in. What do we got? Anything we have? Plasma Rifle's a very fun angle for a burn build, but it's not what we're doing now. Whenever you burn, this gains 50 damage to the fight. If you're going Plasma Rifle, you want to do it on a run where probably you get it to Diamond because of your level 11 upgrade. That's what I have found. All right, we have a lot of crap in our inventory still. But yeah, this could be the play. This actually could be a completely fine play too. Just that extra 2 is 2, 4... Wait, does it... Wait. 8, 6. Why is it getting... Oh, it doesn't apply to itself. It's getting the fiery buff. Okay. This is still probably worth it. Even if it's only charging the thing to the left twice. Oh, this is difficult. It's a Vanessa. It's a Vanessa. What do we do with that information? Let's do this. All right. Mixed game for them. Ups and downs.
my fight isn't with you.
Don't know what that means. Mono weapon, maybe. Trebuchet. Trebuchet. Oh my god, a deadly. Oh, that's good. That's a very good first hit. They only have a couple items though, so I guess it's not that unlikely. We have a lot of reliable shielding. They do have stop that. We have the freeze.
Next
We're
time,
good.
boys,
That's a perfect
less
game.
Blunder, more
And I gotta be
blunder.
honest, I kind of thought it would be from the moment we got a Silver Omega Ray on day 2. And that's why I think that the Burn Dooley is a little bit more toxic than the, ironically, than the Poison Monitor Lizard Dooley. It scales, it's so good. It has an amazing early game. It scales into late game completely well too. It's so good. I will tell you that, like, maybe 2 or 3 of those fights, especially with the abundance of trebuchets, 3 of those fights were probably decided on the back of my pivot into a diamond defensive stance with the duct tape. So do keep that in mind as well. I do think that that was very, very, very important for our survival. Nay, thrival. Let's go to the collection. But yeah, Burn Dooley, very, very good. Probably too good. Burn Ray being available to find at bronze is quite useful for, like, pivoting into that. You do have to find it, right? If you don't find the Omega Ray, Burn Core runs look completely different. There's going to be a lot more stuff on the right side of your core, which also makes your run a bit slower. Nothing good. So it's one of those weird things where Omega Ray probably needs a nerf in some way, but I think that nerf is probably just moving it back up to silver. So it scales 1, 2, 3 instead of from bronze at 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my guess on what they'll do, is revert that. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I kind of liked when Rays were a little bit more memey. Just a little bit more memey. Because I wonder if we teleported back 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, knowing what we know now, how many more Rays would we have seen? Right? I think we would have seen more. I think we would have seen more people playing them, knowing what we know now about what kind of builds they can activate if you use them in the correct way. However, truthfully, if you teleported back 3 weeks, that meta was terrifying, and you had a completely frozen board, or you died in 3 seconds. So, you know, as wild and swingy as this current meta is, I don't think it's the worst one we've had. I actually do believe that. There's some stuff that needs to get changed, and there's stuff that will get changed. But I don't think this is the worst meta we've had. I've seen some people saying that. I don't think that's true. As someone who has played a lot in every meta, this is not the worst one. Infinite infinite insta-kill throwing knives and infinite instant kill skyscraper in 3 seconds. Like, I think people are not remembering how unfun that was. And also just, like, instant dead in 3 seconds Vanessa Zug Zug. That's not fun. Full board freeze from port extremely reliably and easily. That's not fun. Dooley has some counterplay. If he high rolls, it might not. But if he doesn't high roll, it has some counterplay. You couldn't see it today because I high rolled. So, hey. Alas, that's that. That's going to do it here for today. Thank you for watching. Check out the channel for more Bazaar every single day as long as you guys continue to support it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.